Hey everybody, it's Jamie here and a very warm Spanish welcome to you all to Travel Blog Jamie. I'm currently on board P&O's Aurora, the smallest ship in the fleet, sailing Northern Europe and Western France. Today, I'm going to take you on a walking tour of this fabulous ship from top to bottom. Are you ready for this? I'm going to get in my steps. You can sit at home having a lovely little coffee or tea. Here we go.
Aurora, exclusively for adults, was launched in the year 2000 and has a usual operating capacity of 1,874 guests and 850 crew. Aurora is classed as a mid-sized ship with an overall length of 835 feet and 10 passenger decks. She's home to 962 cabins, including 285 inside, 253 ocean view, 280 balcony, 101 deluxe balcony, 18 mini suite, 12 suite and 10 single cabins. Our tour begins on deck 14 at the very front of the ship. Interestingly, the deck plans shown on the P&O website do not show deck 14. This lounge area on deck 14 is located directly above the crow's nest. Don't go dragging those loungers, otherwise it's going to interrupt everybody below you having their passion fruit martinis. And looking down to deck 13, we'll come to that shortly. From an accessibility point of view, please be aware there are no elevators from deck 13 to 14 at the front of the ship. Deck 13 for the crow's nest, library, Uganda room, lots of open deck space with loungers for relaxation, and as you pass the top of the retractable roof of the pool, it's the sports court, golf nets and more open deck space. Not only is the crow's nest a great spot for those fabulous views, there's also a pianist who plays each evening and sometimes the Aurora Orchestra.
The Uganda room is on the starboard side, adjacent to the crow's nest, and is a multi-purpose function and meeting space. Staying on deck 13 for now, let's go out onto the open decks. This is looking down to the Riviera pool on deck 12.
It's really not poor Maffoo. Look, he looks absolutely fine to me. One thing we both really like about Aurora is the amount of open deck space and plenty of lounges for all passengers. I'm also very pleased to report back that the pools are indeed heated on board Aurora. In fact, one of them is heated to 28 degrees Celsius. Toasty!
We're still on deck 13 and this is the upper deck of the crystal pool with the retractable roof. This area is adjacent to Horizon Buffet and has plenty of seating if you'd rather eat in this area.
Multiple events take place in the sports court each day. You just need to check the Horizon newsletter to find out the times.
To the aft of deck 13 there's a large area involving shuffleboard. And from the top of deck 13 you can overlook the tiered stern of the ship. We're now at the aft of the ship, so we're going to head down to deck 12 aft. Starting at the aft we've got Pennant Bar, the Beach House which operates out of the Horizon Buffet, and the Horizon Buffet itself. Carrying on through we've got the Crystal Pool and the surrounding area which we saw from above on deck 13. Also midship on deck 12 is the Spa which spans two decks, decks 11 and 12, encompassing the spa and the gym. Just forward of the spa and the gym is the Riviera Pool and Bar. And there are some cabins at the very forward of deck 12 Lido deck. Now let's take a look.
and then into the Horizon Buffet, and don't forget to wash those dirty little paws of yours. There are various stations in the buffet where you can help yourself to hot drinks, juice and water. Food in the buffet is available for breakfast, lunch, afternoon tea, dinner and late night snacks. It's also included in your cruise fare. And from the buffet into the crystal pool area. This is the only pool on board Aurora with step access. There's also a hoist. The great thing about this pool area with its retractable roof is that you can use it in any weather. A surcharge applies for ice creams from this particular ice cream parlour. Food from the Lido Grill is available from about midday until 5 PM and is included in your cruise fare.
There are 3 stairwells, each with lifts, forward, midship and aft. Down to deck 11. Deck 11 is where you'll find a range of cabins and also the gym and spa. Let's take a look.
There are 3 laundrettes on board located on decks 11, 9 and 5. If you enjoy a gymnasium, you're in luck because there's no surcharge to use this one.
Decks 9 and 10 are cabins only. Each cabin deck leads out onto the tiered stern.
If you'd like to see a full tour and review of our cabin, just search Travel Blog Jamie Aurora Balcony Cabin.
Now at the aft of Deck 8 at the terrace pool. We'll cover the interior of Deck 8 and the other decks later, but for now, let's stick to the open decks.
The water temperature at the terrace pool hit a balmy 28 degrees Celsius during our cruise.
From here we're heading straight down to Promenade Deck. Aurora has an uninterrupted wraparound promenade. We'll come back to the interior, but for now let's stick with the open deck. The designated smoking area is on the port side of Promenade Deck. Well, let's go back up to deck 8 to cover the interior. Much of deck 8 is occupied by a range of cabins. Midship onwards features the top of the atrium with Sindhu and raffles. After that we have Vanderbilt's, the card room, the Playhouse cinema and photo gallery, and also the glass house. Lastly, there are some cabins on this deck which were added several years back when the kids clubs were removed. And lastly we have the terrace pool. Let's take a look, starting at midship in the atrium.
We're now approaching Raffles Coffee Shop, which in my opinion is one of the best coffee shops on the entire P&O fleet. Seating here is located around the top of the 4-tiered atrium. The focal point used to have water cascading. Unfortunately, that hasn't been running for a number of years now. Sindhu is a specialty Asian restaurant and comes with a surcharge. I'd highly recommend booking this in advance of your cruise as it can get very busy. Snacks are available here at Raffles throughout the day and are included in your cruise fare. Vanderbilt's for cards and games. The Playhouse is Aurora's onboard cinema and has a range of films playing throughout the week.
If there's a photographer on board your cruise, this is where you can view and purchase any photographs. If you'd like to order flowers for your cabin or for someone else, this is where you do that.
The glass house is specialty dining and therefore comes with a surcharge. It's open for lunch and dinner. You cannot book this in advance of your cruise. The glass house is also available for just drinks and they have a great selection of wines here.
We are back on prom deck, deck 7, to look at the interior venues. Starting at the aft we have Carmen's Show Lounge, which is followed by Champions, which is adjoined by the onboard casino. There is a small art gallery on the walkway, followed by Masquerades, which is a late venue and multi-purpose lounge. After this, you'll arrive at the atrium area with shopping, Charlie's, which is adjacent to Anderson's. Lastly, at the very forward of the deck is the Curzon Theatre.
Carmen's for your daytime events and evening shows. This is the overspill seating area for Champions Bar. If you'd like gaming classes, these are usually available for free on your first sea day. Champions is also a multi-purpose venue where you'll find quizzes, karaoke and sporting events. If you'd like to purchase some art and hemorrhage a lot of money, the gallery is for you.
Masquerade is a bar, lounge and generally the late night venue. This entrance to the Medina restaurant, which is the Freedom Dining restaurant, is no longer used, but we'll have a look when we go down one more deck. There's a range of shops off the atrium area.
This is Charlie's Piano Bar, essentially an extension of Anderson's Bar. If you're looking for a traditional, elegant bar, well, Anderson's may well be for you. The Curzon Theatre is where you'll find guest speakers during the day and a range of productions by night, including the Headliners Theatre Company.
Down to deck 6, at the aft is the Alexandria restaurant for club dining. Midship is the Medina restaurant for freedom dining. After that, you're back in the atrium with shopping and the tours desk, with the rest of the deck occupied by cabins.
There are two sittings for club dining, one at 6:30 p.m. and one at 8:30 p.m. All food served in the main dining rooms for breakfast, lunch and dinner is included in your cruise fare. The Medina restaurant is generally where breakfast and lunch is served, and if you're on freedom dining, this is available from around 6 p.m. till around 9 p.m. You'll need to take a pager if a table isn't immediately available. Carry on forward from there and we're back in the atrium with some more shops and also where you'll find the tours desk.
Deck 5 is mostly taken up by cabins, but it's also where you'll find the reception desk and the loyalty and crew sales desk.
And that concludes our tour of P&O Aurora. If you'd like to see how we got on for a whole week on board, just search Travel Blog Jamie 1 week on board P&O Aurora. Thank you so much for your support as we head towards 26,000 subscribers. Today's shoutouts go to my patrons of tiers 3, 4 and 5. You can become a patron by searching patreon.com/travelblogjamie. Thanks for your support, and why not follow me on Facebook, Jamie W. Robbins, X, Instagram and Threads at TravelBlogJamie, and of course right here, right now on YouTube.